So here we start with our huge 200% scale model of the open spiral dice tower. I already have some plans for this one. My plan is to make a display from this, so I want to have this as a huge eye catcher if I ever have some kind of booth to show and try to sell my dice and stuff. I think this guy would be a good eye catcher, and for that I have some plans. One of it will be to rework something on the surface here. So far I'm not sure if I just sand it and seal it to have a nice dark black tower, or if I want to take some veneer and try to cover the whole piece into some veneer and give it a wooden optic, and try to combine wood and 3D printed material. But what I want to start with first is some lights. So I bought this multicolor LED strip. Let's see. It is radio controlled and I can change the color, and there are some, I don't know, this is demo. Also I bought the water safe version, that is, I can show you, this stuff is sealed and covered with some sort of rubber, because I want to bring this LED strip on the inside of the spiral, so there might be in contact with some of the dice rolling down the tower, and I want to prevent the LEDs to get damaged by the dice and vice versa. So the plan is to insert the strip so that the inside of the tower, the spiral where the dice roll down, will be lit up, and for that we definitely need to make some space for the wiring. So first of all, I think we're gonna need to figure out where this needs to sit. Start with a hole up here in the top section, so it won't be too visible if you look from the top down. If I had planned this ahead, yes, I could have easily added some holes into the model, so I wouldn't need to drill them now. Okay, that's a good point to start, and now I think I need a knife to cut my way through this. Okay, let's see that we can clean this up a bit. Okay. We have something running through this. Maybe it would have been much easier to just open the whole bottom section and hollow it out. I especially need to be careful with the small contacts. The metal pins might easily bend. That worked much better. So, next test would be to see if the controller is still working, even if it's inside the tower. So all the pins are still there. Oh. Ah. Now it's working, okay. So let's see if we... I don't want to lose that. So... going to fix that with some tape. And hope we never need to undo this. Let's see. Ah, okay. Still enough signal for the tape. So if this is inside and the tower is there. Ooh. So I will leave this right here. So far I'm not sure if I will add some kind of base to keep everything, because I think working with a power bank, it might be a good idea to store the power bank down here as well. So maybe I really open the bottom section here and glue in some stuff. Or if I go a step beyond and add some kind of base and run the wire through the base. So I'm not sure if I want to have it work all on its own. I guess I can let this there and maybe some hot glue or so. And I want to glue this up on the inside here. And there's our first bend. So if this comes ideal from the hole, it would like to run out that way. So maybe I need to guide it a little bit, or have this part be a little bit free. And glue that one on the inside here. Would be quite ugly to see this. So maybe go a little bit more back. And slowly trying to catch up with this. So before I glue in this last part, I will start over here and give this some extra wire. I can push it through, so let's carefully at this point here cut the protective stuff. And try to find a way where this could fit in. Let's say here. Oh boy, so I think I will wiggle around with this a little bit off camera to yell a bit and cry a bit and say things I wouldn't say to others. Yeah, I keep you updated. Okay. The next day I did some thinking on the whole LED strip problem, and I got two things I want to try. Or let's say I got two solutions that are possible to work with, and there's one I hope that works and that I tried out yet, and another one that is like starting the project completely new, adding an appropriate space to put the LED strip into the model and directly model in everything I need. So maybe I'll do that in the future to make another one of these. But for now, I came up with a little bit of a special solution. So I made plenty of these wedges here. And these wedges, you can see this surface here is the inside curvature of our track. So right on the inside here. You can see it bows in that direction and it also bows in that direction. And let's see if I can get that on camera. When we take a closer look at the other side, this is a straight line, because what I have on this face here, this is just a cylindrical shape. So I added in a little piece here and did some computer magic and cut the pieces out and stuff, and then I printed a whole bunch of these, and I want to attach these to the LED strip, and then I glue these pieces in, and then I got a little bit of space between the strip and the tower, so maybe that space I can fill up with a little bit of epoxy or so to make it a little bit more rigid. You know that moment when you think of a project, why the heck did I choose to do it that way? So yeah, the other way would be much easier, but I'm impatient. Now I want to use some CA glue, just a drip to the sides. Okay, not as easy as I thought. But it follows the path that I predicted for it. Okay, I'm sorry. Part of the video crashed a bit as I started to install all these. So yeah, I run all the way around till the top. I used a lot of clamps to hold the stuff in place. After that, just to be safe and have a little bit more space for the tape to grab on, I used some of this hard plastic glue and filled in the gaps between all these wedge pieces. I also worked on the top section here and made the room a little bit bigger so the strip can fit in there and it's not that visible from the outside. Of course, it will shrink a little bit the diameter of the tube, so maybe our D120 will not go through this, but we will test that in a moment. For now, we can remove the clamps. So let's check if everything works. Looks good. This is demo mode. So let me check on camera if you can see it. Give me a second to make it a bit darker here. So there are several modes. So we have a white, green, red, blue, yellow, cyan and magenta. And you can also run some modes, so color is changing constantly. You can speed that up. There we have it. And I really have to say, I like that pulsing stuff. So let's try some dice. I got a, you can't see, I got a bigger one here. And it runs fine. Okay, let's bring back the light. Not that intense anymore, but nevertheless, D100 running through it. Big wooden die running through it. So still working pretty good. So yeah, this part so far is done. I will do a little bit of cleanup and stuff, and we will see us in the next part where I start working on the outside. I also plan on doing one of my trays for the bottom part, so you see it becomes about this size here, and it will hopefully stabilize this a little bit. Maybe I have to add a thick wood plate or so to give a little bit of weight. Yeah, but I figure that out as I go, so there's no special plan here to go for this. I'm just playing around and trying stuff out. So I hope to see you in the next part, and until that, happy dice making and whatever you're building and doing.